Welcome to Youth Space Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So they're like 16 long.
Yeah, if you've seen it, keep listening. If you don't want to spoil it, come back to it once you've seen a bit of it.
Welcome back to the Youth Space Podcast. We're back again today with the Youth Space Movie Drama Club. Today we're going to kick off the conversation with what was our first cinema experience that we remember. So today we'll introduce ourselves first. So obviously I am Brenton, and then we have
Josh, Connor,
Megan, Jaden.
And alrighty, so first cinema experience. So first one that you remember. So I don't remember. It's the point of this example, isn't it? My parents have told me that I loved 101 Dalmatians when I was a kid, and I don't remember this. But then they released a live action one, and apparently I went to see it, and I used to love the characters Horace and Jasper. And apparently when they took the puppies in the live acted one, I absolutely lost it crying.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, you know that they're going to get them back, apparently. And I was like, oh. Anyway, Josh, first cinema experience.
So, first experience that I can remember would be back in 2006, I believe, when Cars first came out.
Yep.
That was the first, I was only 4 years old when that came out.
I love Mater.
Yeah.
I love Mater.
Yeah.
He's like my spirit character, I think.
That's the same. But, so I've just, all I remember is, I kept singing the song that, at the opening when they're driving on the highway. Life is a highway. All I can remember is, I used to sing that a lot when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And then...
Is that one of those songs where, every kid when they're young has a song that they play to the point the family just wants to never hear it again? So for me, it was I Got a Car by Shannon Knoll. My younger brother played that and loved it to the point where even if I hear it today, and that's wow, that'd have to be 15 years on, I just want to walk out. Throw your plugs in, I don't want to listen to this. Sorry to get distracted.
But it would have to be one of those songs, even though it was 14 years ago.
Yeah.
So, and then, I went and seen Cars 2 when I was 12. I can't remember what year it came out, but I was devastated because it was nothing like the first one. It was completely off topic. The only thing, I get it was still technically racing in a way.
I wasn't a great fan of the second one either, to be honest.
And then when I seen the third one last year with my little sister, watching it on TV, I was completely crushed at the start, that first scene where it's all quiet and all you see is lightning fading fast. It kind of takes you back to that first, the first movie, where the king gets taken out, and he gets taken when he flips and rolls and all that, he's torn to pieces.
See, the one thing I really like about the Cars franchise is all the car motifs that they slide in. So you look out, in the first movie, there's a bit where they look out over the desert, and all of the hills are actually bonnets of cars. Or there's I think it's spark plugs in the clouds and all sorts of little stuff like that. That's really, really awesome. Pardon?
The insects of Volkswagen.
Yes, the bugs. Yeah, that's right. All those little things, those little motif jokes, I loved it. I thought they were brilliant with that.
And then how that in the desert, how they've got that little sculpture kind of thing, rock formation, how it's shaped like the trophy.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
The piston cup is shaped like that with the rocks.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
And how they've also got it's called the piston cup, and it is literally
It's a piston. Yeah.
Just a whole out piston.
Yeah. But no, I think that's something that I really liked about that movie. Connor.
Me, first one. Like with me, I don't remember like a lot of the earliest I can remember probably be this is I haven't I don't know. I think this is when my older sister was in her late teens and she could like drive us around. So me and my twin sister were really young. But this is like when she drove. One of the first things she'd ever done with us when she got her license and stuff, she took us to Village Cinema and she took us to see Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball.
Ah, yeah. That's another one with a lot of good little jokes in it.
Yeah. Alright movie, I reckon. At the time I really liked it, but I think it's alright today.
I still think it's good. It's like with Cars, except there's a lot of...
I really like Cars.
Yeah, but that... What were some of the little jokes that they've thrown in? Like they did the whole build-up with the monkey and how the son and the dad can't communicate and he's got this thing to interpret, so he, like, puts it on his dad. You know, like... And there's so many just funny little things. And what's the main character's name?
Flint Lockwood.
Yeah, that's it. And he's so awkward that it's adorable.
I just remember the name because, you know, the cop.
Yes.
He would say his name.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Flint Lockwood. You know, I'd say it like that.
Oh, yeah. Is that Mr. T? I think it's Mr. T.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's hilarious. Like, my chest hairs are tingling. No, I do enjoy it. And actually, I like the second one too. That wasn't too bad.
I love how he's like, enough to make a grown man cry.
Or the chicken Brent. I'm chicken Brent. I love him.
I never got into the whole Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs thing. To me, it was just... I guess it could be just because I was too old to get it when I was little.
It's a different humour.
Yeah.
It's some of it's almost like borderline British humour, I think, actually. Like, it's got that kind of absurdness to it that you normally would associate with British humour. But no, I really enjoyed it. Megan?
I don't remember my first one, but the earliest I can remember was probably Tangled when that came out.
Ah.
I just remember, I don't remember too much, but I just remember sitting down in the seat with popcorn and my sister and her friend all excited to see it because they were about the right age for it.
Yep.
And Mum annoyed about all the screaming kids.
Yeah, mums have it rough. Jaden?
I can't remember what the first one I saw, but I remember I went to see the live-action Lion King with my mum, my stepdad, and my sisters, and that one part Simba just jumps out at you, and it scared me and my mum.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people, in my opinion, kind of judge that a little too harshly. I think I quite enjoyed the remake. You know, I think people are like, I don't like Scar, whereas I thought, you know, in his own boat, because the original Scar is one of my favourite villains, but I think they did all right. I enjoyed it. It was better than the Jungle Book remake, I reckon. I wasn't too big a fan of that. First time I remember, the first movie I remember going to see and actually, that I remember the whole experience of, like I know I went to see the early, the Star Wars, I saw all the Star Wars prequels, I saw, I remember seeing dinosaurs and stuff, but the first one I remember watching fully was Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. We went with school when I was in grade 5 or something like that. And I remember because we went and the whole class was there, and in my school, like my class only had about 10 kids in it. So it was a little school, about 30 kids in the school by the time I left. Yeah, there was about 40, 50 when I started. By the time I left, we were struggling to get 30 students.
Wow.
Yeah, so my whole class was about 10 to 12 students. And that was like 2 whole grades. So we went to Village Cinema and we had the whole cinema, like nobody else had come to see it. And I remember it was the first Tim Burton movie I'd ever seen, and like it's just always stuck with me. Like it's got this gothic-y feel, and it's yeah, like because it's got is it Helena Bonham Carter? What's her name?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, who does all the Tim Burton, Johnny Depp stuff. Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. It's something that stuck in my head for years and years, and then I found it as an adult, and I was like, okay, this is going to be cool. I want to sit down and rewatch it, and it still has rewatchability for me. Like, I still enjoy it. you know, it's got this. It's done in this child-friendly, dark way that I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sort of Tim Burton, like sort of thing. He tried to be different, and he does it quite well.
Yeah, he does. He's got a feel. I have to rewatch Edward Scissorhands because I know that's got a similar kind of.
That one.
That's
Yeah.
the one.
But it's not something that I've seen it, but it was a very long time ago. But no, I really enjoyed, you know, the whole Corpse Bride take on the underworld, and you know, because it was quite a dark time back then, and they didn't really try to hold back too much. I thought it was great. So yeah, okay. Well, on that topic, what's your favourite? Actually, why don't we go back to Jaden's topic? What's a movie that scared you as a child? We'll go back the other way. Did you have something else other than Lion King?
I think it was Cujo. I remember watching that, and my parents told me not to watch it, but I watched it anyway, and then it gave me nightmares.
Oh, is that the kid who's I think I watched that not long ago. The kid who ends up in like the spirit world meeting his ancestors and stuff?
No, it's
wrong one.
Cujo, Stephen King.
Oh,
yeah.
right, yep.
You're thinking of Coco.
Coco, that's what I was that's what I was thinking of. I don't think I've seen Cujo. I've seen Pet Sematary and
Pet Cemetery's alright.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I think the original was freakier,
Yeah.
but both good. Megan?
Probably Coraline.
Oh,
With the
Coraline.
The button eyes.
Yeah, the only part I found like creepy, and like the whole tunnel between the two worlds that scared me. But like overall, I didn't find it scary. Just elements of it.
Yeah, I think the animation style similar to Corpse Bride.
Yeah.
It has this, and not that the animation is necessarily similar, but it's an eerie
Yeah.
feel
definitely.
in general. Connor?
I got another one, but not a movie.
Yeah?
In my younger generation, when, you know, like when ABC3 was the scene years
Yeah.
and years ago, like back before we had like paid TV, me and my twin sister watched ABC3, and she really liked, there was this ABC3 show, and it's called Trapped.
Oh yeah, that's.
And there was this lady who who had the voiceover.
Yeah.
She scared me. I couldn't be in the room. But yeah.
Geez, that makes me feel old. When I used to come home from high school to watch ABC, it was before digital TV. It was analog TV. So it was just ABC. There was only one ABC channel, and it was Roller Coaster. What was it called? Roller Coaster TV or something. It had that host, and that they played Avatar, and
Yeah.
it was before it went digital. That was
I
wow.
used to love Avatar.
That's a really good show. I rewatched it not long ago.
Yeah, and then
Really
they've
good show.
made a remake of it called The Legend of Korra.
It's not. It's a sequel.
Oh, it's the sequel.
Yep. So it's the next Avatar after Aang.
So, and then is Aang the old guy with the beard in that?
I haven't seen it. I think he might make an appearance, but I actually haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone say Aang or heard anyone say Aang yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But Josh,
For me, this makes me feel old sometimes, but like it's the original Tarantula, I think it's called.
I don't think I've heard of that.
It's got it's about this family, like their house is full of all these spiders, and everywhere they go there's a bunch of giant spiders.
Okay.
Like for me, it's a toss up between that and the original Friday the 13th.
Yeah. See, spiders are a bit freaky for me. I don't like spiders. Not at all. But, so, there's one movie I watched when I was a kid, and even as an adult, I think Megan knows what's coming.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard this? Connor, Jaden, Josh?
Yeah.
No? Yeah?
Yep.
You have?
Yep.
Okay.
What is it?
The movie that has scared me the most out of any movie is even watching it again as an adult.
What is it?
So, you got to brace yourself for this.
Yeah.
It's the scariest movie. I've never had any. I've watched. Tell me a movie, I'll watch it and I won't lose sleep. But I've lost so much sleep over this movie over the years. Nothing has ever freaked me out, and still gives me shivers to this day. E.T.
Oh,
E.T.
How you used to have this ET doll as well.
Yeah,
Have this
and
ET
it
doll.
freaked me out. E.T. No movie has ever freaked me out. And it started, like, as a young kid, it started this whole love-hate relationship I have with aliens now, you know? Like, I'm fascinated, but I'm terrified. Oh, yeah, no, it totally freaked me out. That scene, and actually, because they remastered it and they animated E.T. and all of it, which makes it a little less scary.
Yeah.
But there's a scene where you first fully see E.T. in the reeds, and what's the kid's name? Elliot. He's walking through the reeds, and like in the remake, you see E.T. kind of got his back turned, and then he kind of turns around and then rises his neck a little and does his terrifying scream. Terrifying scream. But in the original, before they did the remake, it was way creepier because his neck, he moved in a different way, so his neck just shot up.
Yeah.
And it was the creepiest thing I've ever seen because, yeah, like I said, sorry, I should explain a bit better. In the remake, he moves the reeds and there's E.T. with his back turned, turns around, does that. In the original, he just moves the reeds and like his face is just like there and his neck just goes wrong. And it's so terrifying. It's so scary. And then I remember like every time watching it when he's like white and dying and I'm like, come on, get sick. Like I was only young, but you know, like it was, yeah, no, totally freaked me out. And even as an adult, you know, it's like an alien that, you know, it was like, you know, oh, making kids love them. Oh, no, don't do that. So I think it was my 21st or 22nd birthday. I had a bunch of people around and everything like that. My sister was a bit late. And next thing, I hear E.T. phone home, and I turn around, there's my sister with a white sheet over her and an E.T. mask on her face. And she chased me around the hall, yeah. Good times, good times.
Well, I know what I want to do for you when you leave.
Please don't.
Get you an ET doll.
Oh, no. No.
Terrifying.
Yes, it's scary. Absolutely freaks me out. I used to have nightmares and everything when I was younger. Absolutely, no. Oh. Nah. Never again.
I've seen this video. You know how the kids are, ET's in like little basket on the bike.
Yeah.
They're like all running away from all these police officers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Apparently, in the original, the police were holding gun, but like they weren't like. They were holding them, but at the time it was like alright. So they sort of were like taser gun sort of thing. And they ended up having to edit it. So they're holding torches. So they replace the look of the gun they're holding to a torch, and it's barely even noticeable, the change.
Now you mention it, I remember seeing something on Facebook.
Basically.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's a lot of what they used to put on TV, you know, 10, 20, 30 years ago is very different to now. And you said that even some studios like Disney and that, if they're going to play older cartoons, they will actually put disclaimers saying that we don't support the views that were that are in this cartoon. It was, you know, from a different time. We don't support it, rah rah.
And then same with Simpsons, how that's changed.
Yeah, that's changed a lot.
Homer's not even allowed to strangle Bart anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that aren't actually allowed to be on Simpsons.
It's changed. Simpsons is a really good example because it's been running for so long. You know, you can see the change in because I started watching the first couple of seasons a little while ago, and yeah, it changed a lot. Homer changed a lot. Bart changed a lot.
Just
really
the
surprising.
Style as well.
Yeah, the animation as well. But yeah. Is there something that you guys have seen that comes to mind when you think of a movie you watched as a kid and then rewatched it and it was just like totally different? What you remember?
Like bad or good or just
Either.
something that was good, but I'm trying to think because I do have movies like that. Like I watched me when I was young and I hate it when I'm older.
Yeah. Okay. I think you say Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I used to like. It used to get me interested in it, and I used to be able to sit through the whole thing. Whereas now if I watch it, I'm like, I'll be like, get not even 5 minutes into it, and I'll have to turn it off because I get that bored.
Yeah. See, I think with me, as a kid, I loved Rescuers Down Under.
Yeah.
And as an adult, it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. like, yeah, set in Australia, and they didn't even have, like, they had one, shocking stereotypes, and they also had, like, they didn't even have Aussie actors, voice actors. They had one guy that was born in Australia but lived in America his whole life, he was obviously putting on an Aussie accent, and it was awful.
Yeah, I think that's what we were watching Rescuers last week, weren't we, Taylor? Yeah, there you go. We watched Rescuers.
Yeah, the first one I liked, but the sequel was back when they used to do those Disney used to do the straight to VHS sequels, and
yeah,
watching as an adult, I was like, oh wow.
And then
Okay.
something that's changed a lot since I was a little kid. Another thing, Thomas the Tank Engine. And
Oh
Bob the
yeah,
Builder.
that's animated now. They both are.
I
Yeah.
love the stop motion original of it, where they have the guy voice over it.
Yeah,
And now they each got individual voices and
Yeah.
animations. It's weird.
yeah.
Well, Bob the Builder, they've always had each individual voice.
But but now they've gone fully
Yeah.
animated. Yeah. But I mean, it's important to remember, like,
You gotta,
with that stuff, it's for a newer audience.
Yeah.
They're not for us that we grew up, like so I remember that when I was a kid. I loved Thomas when I was really young, and you had the, all voiced over and all the stop motion and stuff. But that, kids these days, young kids, they're growing up with all the animation. That wasn't around way back when. It's a different
Think of what
audience.
It's going to be like in another 30 or 10 years' time. It's going to
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we're seeing kind of a fallback from CGI. Like we're seeing Star Wars is a good example. They've went back to using a heap of puppets. Not CGIing every single alien character. They're now creating puppets.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a good example of a puppet, or not really a puppet, but like Chewbacca.
Question.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, big crime to animate Chewie.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I think that's about all the time we've got. So, signing off, we've got
Josh.
Vegan.
Jaden.
and Brenton. Thank you for hanging out with us.